Welcome to another deep dive. Today, we're tackling something pretty huge in biotech. It's the massive amount of biomedical literature out there. Just an absolute flood of information. Makes manual research feel, like trying to drink from a fire hose that's getting bigger constantly. So we're diving into the Swalife literature mining tool. It's designed to cut through that noise. The idea is to turn all that messy text into clear, usable insights, helping you get answers faster and really speed up drug discovery. Now, for this deep dive, we couldn't get direct access to the tool site, so we've pulled together info from industry analysis, best practices, what we know about similar advanced tools. We're aiming to give you the core insights.
Yeah, and it's important to stress this information overload. It's not just like an inconvenience. It's a real bottleneck in R&D, a serious one. So in that context, tools like Swalife aren't just nice to haves. They become, well, foundational strategic assets. They're using AI to tackle this core problem head on.
A foundational asset, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like trying to do this manually is, almost impossible now. Okay, let's unpack this then. What exactly is the Swalife tool? How does it actually manage this mountain of information?
So at its heart, it's built using Python. It leverages AI, specifically natural language processing, NLP. But what's really interesting here is that it's much more than just searching for keywords. That's the old way. This uses techniques like named entity recognition, NER. That lets it spot specific things like gene names, proteins, diseases, chemicals, you name it. And then there's relation extraction, or RE. That's about figuring out how these things are linked. Does this drug affect that disease? Do these two proteins interact? That kind of thing.
Okay, so it understands the entities and the relationships. That's a big step up. And I gather this is where some pretty advanced AI comes into play.
Exactly. It integrates deep learning models, things based on these large pre-trained language models like BERT, maybe even GBT analogs. The kind of AI that understands language quite deeply, the semantics, the context, not just the words, which means much higher accuracy in pulling out the right information.
And I read it even uses generative AI. That sounds, different.
It does, and that's fascinating. These models can actually autonomously generate plausible scientific hypotheses. They find patterns, maybe unexpected links in the data, and basically suggest new research questions, or even potential drug candidates. It's almost like the AI is participating in the discovery process, suggesting where to look next.
Wow. Okay, so it's not just finding information, it's helping create new ideas.
Precisely. And all this information it extracts, it doesn't just sit in a list. It gets structured into what we call knowledge graphs. Think of it like a huge interconnected web of biomedical facts. And then you could use visualization tools, maybe something like Cytoscape, to actually see these connections, turn this dense data into an intuitive map, makes spotting complex interactions much easier, speeds up decisions for researchers.
That visualization part sounds key. So how does all this tech translate into actual impact, in the lab for drug discovery at Swalife?
Oh, the applications are really broad. First, target identification and validation. It can help find completely new targets for diseases or validate existing ideas and even predict potential drug candidates. We saw examples like it identifying XIST and LinCO-511 as possible biomarkers in pancreatic cancer. That's quite specific. Then there's drug repurposing, finding new uses for drugs that are already approved for something else. This is huge because it can shave, say, 18 months off development time, maybe more, saves money, obviously, but more importantly, gets treatments to patients faster, especially critical for rare diseases.
Right, leveraging known safety profiles. Makes sense. What else?
Natural product drug discovery. So taking traditional knowledge like medicinal plants and applying rigorous data mining to find the scientific basis, building evidence for potentially new therapies derived from nature, systematizing that knowledge, and also pharmacokinetics, PK, and drug interactions, DDI analysis, extracting crucial data about how drugs are absorbed, distributed, metabolized, excreted, the ADME profile right from the literature, and finding potential dangerous interactions. Really important for safety.
Okay, so a whole suite of applications there. Looking bigger picture then, what does having a tool like this mean strategically for a company like Swalife Biotech?
Well, it's potentially transformative, a real game changer for them. You're looking at shorter development frameworks, definitely. Significantly reduced research costs. That's almost a given. But it also drives innovation. Like we said, generating new hypotheses by finding those hidden links between bits of knowledge that no single person might connect. It supports pushes towards personalized medicine too, by helping integrate and make sense of diverse data types, maybe even patient data down the line. And critically important today, it helps with regulatory compliance, providing traceable, literature-backed evidence for why an AI model might suggest something. That explainability builds trust.
Explainability, right? That's crucial for AI in medicine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So ultimately, this tool is, you could say, a strategic weapon. It allows for market differentiation, faster launches, potentially finding truly novel therapies that others might miss. It secures a competitive advantage.
So this deep dive really paints a picture of this Swalife tool, or tools like it, as turning this chaotic sea of data into, well, actionable intelligence, a vital asset for innovation, for efficiency, and for leading in the market.
Exactly. And maybe this prompts a final thought for you, the listener. Consider how this capability shifts research itself. Moving from maybe a slower, sometimes luck-based, hypothesis-driven process to a much faster, data-driven discovery paradigm powered by AI reading and understanding literature at scale. And think beyond drug discovery. Imagine how this kind of AI-powered literature mining could revolutionize any field drowning in information. It fundamentally changes how we learn, how we connect ideas, and how we innovate.